So when people ask me actually about the success of paper money, we have to discern paper money between sort of full reserve gold-backed paper currency versus zero reserve fiat currency, right? Just unredeemable government debt. It is true, and this is true for debt in general, that we can actually accelerate productivity in the short term, right? If I'm a monopolist, a central bank that can just generate paper money out of thin air that everyone accepts as valuable, I can spin up armies out of thin air. I can point production towards a singular task very easily and push that plan forward more aggressively. But it over the long run, it's unsustainable. And this takes me back to an axiom that if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I would argue that kind of the socialistic business structure is you're trying to go fast, right? There's sort of one dictator or one plan pointing society in one direction, controlling the market, not listening to the price signals, once again, and it can push things forward very quickly. Whereas in a capitalistic structure, where we actually have sort of this dictatorship from the bottom, this bottom up communication of customer preferences, you have a much more sustainable civilizational model, and that people are able to craft their own plans, and that through the collision of their interests and actions, they're creating innovations and outcomes that benefit the whole in a sustainable way. So although I do agree that there are clear benefits added to gold as money by abstracting it into paper currency form, right? It makes it more transactable, more portable, can be moved, especially when you go into electronic form. You can move gold around the world at the speed of light, essentially. It makes gold more divisible, right? Because instead of having to use, say, little micrograms of gold, you could just use cents. But the problem comes with the trust function bestowed to the warehouse, the custodian of the gold, which is the central bank today, which history has shown that monopolists have a direct incentive to always violate the trust placed in them because they have essentially a total disregard for customer preferences. They're not accountable to the customer. They're accountable to their shareholders. So although gold-backed paper can offer some benefits in the short run, I think it's been proven that the model is not sustainable whatsoever in the long run, and that it goes from a full reserve paper currency to a zero reserve fiat currency that we have today. And there's a great website, actually. It's called WTF1971.com. Fiat currency doesn't only have negative economic implications. It is, since 1971, this website shows an entire host of data of things that have gotten worse since the Nixon shock. We've got more obesity, we've got more addiction, we've got more suicide, we've got more divorce. The website goes on and on and on. So I really think fiat currency is a deeply rooted, almost like moral, spiritual cancer on the world. And I think the digital age is waking up to this truth. That at their core, central banks are just currency counterfeiting operations. They're issuing a currency that was once redeemable for gold, is no longer redeemable for gold. So in that sense, it's kind of like a living lie. And I think the digital age, my hope is at least that the world's going to wake up to this deception and hopefully move back to hard money, free market money roots.